Good evening. This is the Village of Ridgewood Village Council regular. Whoop. I asked if we were. You want me to do the Board of Ed thing? Yeah. It's okay to have, yeah, but it's okay to have several people respond, but it is, I think it's probably okay, and we'll check with Matt, if we sent out the response to everybody, or if we just said, if we send a response, and then we email everybody else and say, I have responded to this person. And I'll check with that, but that's it.
Okay, we're set. So, thank you for the.
Good evening. This is the Village of Ridgewood Village Council regular public meeting. The date is February 8th, 2023. The time is 8:09. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a posting on the bulletin board in Village Hall, by mail to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submission to all persons entitled to same, as provided by law of a schedule including the date and time of this meeting. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Perrin.
Here.
Councilmember Reynolds.
Here.
Councilmember Whites.
Here.
Councilmember Winograd.
Here.
Mayor Vagianos.
Here. Will you all join us for the flag salute, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I move that the bills, claims, and vouchers and statement of funds on hand as of December 31st, 2022 be accepted as submitted.
I second.
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd.
Yes.
And Vagianos.
Yes. I move that the Village Council minutes of December 7th, 2022, having been reviewed by the Village Council and now available in the Village Clerk's office, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
I abstain as I was not on the council at the time.
Winograd.
Abstain.
Vagianos.
Yes. I move that the Village Council minutes of January 4th and January 11th, 2023, having been reviewed by the Village Council and now available in the Village Clerk's office, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Abstain.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd.
Yes.
And Vagianos.
Yes. And we have several proclamations. The first is Read Across America Day.
Great. Thanks so much. I'm going to go ahead and introduce this one. So whereas the National Education Association Read Across America Day will be conducted on March 2nd, 2023 as a national celebration of reading and the birthday of Theodore Seuss Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss. And whereas Read Across America, New Jersey will be observed statewide by the New Jersey Education Association in partnership with the New Jersey State League of Municipalities, the New Jersey Library Association, and their local affiliates across the state to promote reading and adult involvement in the education of our community students. And whereas the citizens of the Village of Ridgewood stand firmly committed in promoting reading as the catalyst for our students' future academic success, their preparation for America's jobs of the future, and their ability to compete in a global economy. And whereas the Village of Ridgewood has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education of our youth, grounded in the principle that educational investment is the key to the community's well-being and long-term quality of life. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood calls on the citizens of the Village of Ridgewood to ensure that every child is in a safe place reading together with a caring adult on March 2nd, 2023. And be it further resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood enthusiastically endorses the NEA's Read Across America Day and recommits the Village of Ridgewood to engage in preparation and activities to make America's children the best readers in the world.
Thank you, Evan. Our next proclamation is for Jamboree Days. Pam?
Whereas Jamboree was established in 1947 by Ridgewood residents in order to raise scholarship funds for Ridgewood High School students, and whereas Jamboree is an annual musical theatrical production that this year will have over 150 parent and guardian participants working on scene construction, painting, journal production, filming, photography, cooking, serving, props, costumes, vocal, choreography, behind the scenes, and, of course, performing. Whereas many volunteers, including producers, scriptwriters, photographers, musicians, choreographers, Jamboree board members, and others work behind the scenes throughout the year to create unforgettable Jamboree productions. And whereas the primary source of scholarship funding is through the sale of Jamboree journal advertisements, and the annual journal is produced by dedicated volunteers, many of whom no longer have students in the school system. And whereas Jamboree participants generously and selflessly volunteer and donate time, talent, and services to ensure the production is not only entertaining, but also generates appropriate funding in support of need-based scholarships for graduating seniors to attend college. And whereas It takes countless volunteers to make Jamboree successful, including current parents of students, many Jamboree alumni, dedicated members of our village community, and student volunteers. And whereas the theme of the 76th Jamboree this year is Jambo Tales, an original fairy tale musical review, now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood does hereby proclaim February 9th, 10th, and 11th, 2023 as Jamboree Days in the Village of Ridgewood, and thanks the current and past volunteers who have participated in Jamboree and distributed over $2 million raised for scholarships since 2008 to numerous graduating Ridgewood High School seniors.
Thank you, Pam. Our next proclamation is for Super Science Saturday. Siobhan?
Sure. Whereas Saturday, March 4th, 2023 is the 36th annual Super Science Saturday, which is a community-wide family fair dedicated to the idea that science is both exciting and fun. And whereas this event is billed as the greatest science extravaganza in northern New Jersey, and whereas more than 1,000 science lovers from Ridgewood and surrounding communities will flock to Ridgewood High School to see a host of science exhibits, workshops, and demonstrations. And whereas students from all of Ridgewood schools will participate in the Hall of Science. And whereas Super Science Saturday appeals to everyone, from the casual observer to the aspiring scientists, sparking an interest in students, adults, and organizations wishing to further explore their passion and science. Whereas some of the events will include an interactive show by the Liberty Science Center, indoor and outdoor drone racing, the Great Paper Airplane Contest, the 30-foot egg drop, and a live rocket launch. Whereas this annual event was started over 30 years ago by the award-winning science teacher, Mr. Jim Wallace, to encourage families to share their scientific interests and talents, and is now run by a parents' committee of dedicated volunteers. And whereas this invaluable service to our youth has become a hallmark of goodwill and cooperation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Council of Ridgewood, New Jersey, does hereby proclaim March 4th, 2023 as Super Science Saturday in the Village of Ridgewood, and invites science enthusiasts of all ages to come to Ridgewood High School to join in the festivities.
Thank you, Siobhan. And the final proclamation of the evening is for Dad's Night Days. And I am proud to read this as I am a Dad's Night graduate, and once a Dad's Night dad, always a Dad's Night dad. Whereas the Village of Ridgewood treasures its children, and whereas our school system supports and nurtures our children, and whereas Dad's Night has helped our schools by raising hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past 70 years, and whereas Dad's Night is dedicated to providing this service to the village's children, and whereas this year's event will be titled Dad's Night 79, No Sleep Till Dad's Night. Now, therefore, the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood does hereby proclaim Friday, March 10th, 2023, and Saturday, March 11th, 2023, as Dad's Night 79, No Sleep Till Dad's Night at Hawes and Somerville Elementary Schools in the Village of Ridgewood, in honor of all of the dads here this evening, as well as all of those who have volunteered before them. We will now take comments from the public.
Do we have anyone here from Dad's Night this evening?
Oh.
Okay. So are you the ones this year? Are you the coordinators? Okay. So we just wanted to recognize you. I don't have your names, but if you'd like to just come up for a minute and explain, if you want to go to the podium, and just let us know what you're doing, and we'll hand you the proclamations.
Turn the mic on.
Thank you. I'm Dave Allen, the chairman for Somerville.
I'm Chris Powers, the chairman for Hawes.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I think everyone knows Dad's Night. Our mission is to promote family, friends, and community. We look forward to doing the show this year.
We appreciate it a great deal.
Thank you so much for your efforts and for all the money you raise for all the kids. And when we talk about volunteerism, Dad's Night and Jamboree are both outstanding examples of the things that we all do for our community together. So thank you very much.
And Mayor, I think we have someone here from Super Science Saturday, is that correct? Okay, so come on up to the podium again, and if you could just identify yourselves, that would be great. And we'll hand you the proclamation as well.
Shari Soroka. I've been on the committee for a number of years now, and we, like you stated, we bring science to Ridgewood and hope to excite all the students, bring in professionals as well as Library Science Center and the students as well to present.
I'm David Bach. I've been on the Super Science Saturday committee for a few years. Also Dad's Night, also Jamboree. So it's kind of a fun night. Thank you.
And again, the volunteerism that you guys exhibit makes this whole council so happy, because this is why our community is such a great community, because you guys dedicate countless hours to all of these different events and functions. So thank you all so much on behalf of the council. That was fun. We will now take comments from the public, and we ask, as we always do, to be passionate but respectful.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Rossi from 516 West Saddle River Road. I reside on West Saddle River Road along the property line of Shedler. I came here tonight to voice my immense concern for the revised plans being considered. When I purchased my home a number of years ago, I was excited for the plan that was in place, preserving a historic home, an elegant walking path, preserving trees, a field for athletics, and a park for children. In my mind, that plan had the perfect balance. The revised plans appear very one-sided, not at all considerate to the surrounding community. The revised plans are talking about only increased field size, lighting, and possibly concession stands. It is not at all focusing on the previous balance in the original plan. Many of the rooms in my home, including my children's bedrooms, face the Shedler property. I can't imagine my young children trying to go to bed with arena-style lighting shining through their windows. The angst this plan revision is causing in our community is compounded with another matter before the Ridgewood Zoning Board, a large LED billboard that would be visible to the same neighborhood. Can anyone imagine if a billboard and field lights were visible from their property? Needless to say, my wife and I have even considered moving. I want to be open that I applaud the council's considerations of the flooding of the Ridgewood fields, but I urge you to consider how you think the council can better the overall good and compromise put forward by previously agreed upon plans, which I understand have been an arduous process. I don't think after all these years the council can just Hail Mary and cram in giant turf fields and lights into a relatively small historic property and think it'll run smoothly. If we continue down this path, I think instead we will be looking at years of delays. I'm sure the Historic Commission will listen to the neighborhood's distaste for the revised plan. There must be better options. Has the council considered the Glen School property, a non-historic site, currently being used only minimally? I think it may even have more area, where a turf-sized field could fit better with less repercussion. As a resident, a business owner, and a father in Ridgewood, I urge the council to move expeditiously towards completion of the originally agreed-upon plan for Shedler property, so my children can have a park to play while they're still children. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Anyone else?
Susan Ruan, 705 Kingsbridge Lane.
Susan, if you could move the mic closer.
I tried to.
It goes down.
Is
Thank
that
you.
better?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here to talk about both Schindler and the Kingsbridge Lane Bridge, footbridge. I'll start with the easier of the two, the Kingsbridge Lane footbridge, which connects East Saddle River Road. I just want to make sure that stays on the radar for everyone, because I do witness people taking Route 17, the north ramp, down to catch the park and ride, and I have seen, I don't think it's safe, and it's just an accident or someone waiting to get killed. So I really want to make sure that stays on the radar. The next is the Schindler property. We were promised that it would be expedited. We've heard that over and over from numerous campaign promises. Just to have that turned around, and I hate saying it, the special interest. I know we spoke to the mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for meeting with my husband and I over the weekend, and Councilwoman Reynolds. But it does seem like there's a group of people that are taking or kidnapping this idea and trying to make it their own without looking at the full spectrum of what's going to happen to the area. The road does not accommodate all that traffic. The field looks as if you're trying to put too much in such a little space that it's not going to be useful to anyone. So again, the Schindler property needs to be re-examined, and we would like the original plan to go forward. And if it's not going to be the original plan, then we would like experts that are independent of the council and the other interests of Ridgewood to oversee it, because, we don't want people being influenced into making something that is only beneficial to them and not the people of the neighborhood, not the wildlife, not the noise, and doesn't take care of their, because it's not in their backyard, they don't care. And so we would like a better thought about this, because we've been waiting for years for Schindler to be finished. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. Anyone else? Seeing none in the room, we will go to our hybrid access. Oh, excuse me. No. Oh, I apologize.
Hi, good evening. Leo Rowan, 705 Kingsbridge Lane, Ridgewood. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Paul and Councilwoman Lorraine Reynolds for meeting with us over the weekend. We're very happy to be able to have independent sessions with the people from the council to listen to our concerns. And I just kind of want to reiterate again on the schedule development that we thought we would have it by spring 2023 or summer, and now we don't have anything. And it's, we'd like to have at least start a walking park if we can start something on it, because, looking on social media, I seen one person comment and said, it's like trying to put 10 pounds of apples into a 5-pound sack. The designs for the larger field that were presented in last week's meeting, going by them designs, it's not a park, it's just a field. That's all it would be. And also, parking is going to be a major problem. And I think some other people have also talked about, we seem to be, I've come here to this council a number of times trying to figure out how to get the footbridge fixed. I've attended a lot of the planning meeting sessions on this monstrous huge sign that they're trying to put up across the road from Skelter. And now with lights, it starts to make the properties, I live in that neighborhood, less what I moved here for. So, for the people in the local community, we just want to see the plan that was agreed after years implemented as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Leo.
Good evening. Fretra De Silva, 521 West Saddle River Road. Unfortunately, I'm not prepared to speak this evening, but I wanted to say something. I live in the neighborhood near the Shetland property, and I take the point about the wildlife in that neighborhood. I walk my dog past that property every day almost, and we see deer, we see fox, we see everything that you could possibly see, birds and everything. That neighborhood is a pretty quiet neighborhood, being that it is a block away from the highway. And the changes to this park will impact the entire neighborhood. It will change the character, unfortunately, because it will move Route 17 right into our backyards. And that will be, unfortunately, quite sad. I also take the point regarding the parking and the streets. It's a one-way street. I live on West Saddle River Road. And even if there is limited parking on the property, you will, I think, if you have increased team sizes, increased parking down the road, there's not going to be a choice. And so that may be a hazard, as that road, at least on one side, does not have a sidewalk. And most of the roads over there are one-way or they're cul-de-sacs. So I just like for all of those aspects of the plan to be considered as we continue to talk about this. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Fretra. Anyone else in the audience have a comment? Seeing no one, we will go to those at home who are calling in on hybrid access. And the first person I see is Ellie Gruber. Good evening, Ellie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thanks for taking my call. Ellie Gruber, 229 South Irving, Ridgewood. I think it's important at this point, as a member of that ad hoc committee, that I try to give a little history of what happened. We had a very good meeting over the year. We didn't take minutes. That was a mistake, because I'm trying to recreate what I remember, and I think it's accurate. We had a long discussion during the meetings about the fact that young soccer players had no place to play. And if we put in a soccer field at these dimensions, it would even be possible to have 2 games at the same time. The real shortage was for the young players. That was the theme of our meeting. Both former Mayor Hache and Mike Winograd spoke about the needs of the younger soccer players. The majority of the committee agreed, and as you know, we presented 3 plans, small, medium, and large. And the vote was for the medium-sized field, as was agreed to by the council. At the time, I must admit, I didn't realize there would be 15 extra feet on each side. If my memory is incorrect, I would like to hear from other members of the committee. Now the plan was set. The neighbors were notified. the public was notified. The vote was so the field agreed. But it is now proven that with delays on the part of some employees and back and forth with SHPO, this plan will be thrown away. So if you want to start all over again, contacting SHPO, changing the plan to cut down more trees, include larger fields, you are not only adding years to this project, but you're totally ignoring the voice of the neighbors. There are other fields that were considered over the years, and I think there was a recreation report years ago that did mention Glenfield, now that I think about it. It was considered Hawes because they felt that a 90-foot field could be there. But the neighbors objected, and the council did not put a 90-foot field there. But now, I assume that not all neighborhoods are equal, and the Shedler neighbors are just second-class residents. I urge you to go back to the plan that was agreed on and not put any more delay on this completed field with its walking paths, its passive recreation, enough trees. And I really don't understand why the first thing you did since you were elected is attack the Shedler property. I think it is so unfair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Are there any other public comments? Seeing none, I will close public comment. I would like to take a moment to address some of the comments that were made. First, that the Shedler examination right now is still exactly that. It's an examination. You've heard the comments that have been made. We will be meeting again on February 22nd, and we will be taking another close look at this to see how much closer we can get to making a final determination. I can assure you that decisions will be made shortly after that. As for the Kingsbridge Lane Bridge, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Heather, I believe we have bids out for we have retained a consultant to draw up plans to repair that bridge, which will be much faster than replacing and much cheaper than replacing that bridge. So as we spoke over the weekend, we are waiting for those plans to come back in, and as soon as we get them, we will make determinations on how to proceed. You're welcome. And so we move to the village manager's report.
Okay. So council chat was held this past Saturday, February 4th. There were some very good conversations. The next council chat is scheduled for Saturday, March 4th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here in the courtroom or possibly across the hall in the caucus room. Please call if you wish to speak with the village council members, 201-670-5500, extension 2207. Walk-ins are welcome. However, reservations have priority. As we mentioned, Jamboree is being held this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, February 9th, 10th, and 11th. And it's a community treasure and is supported by some very talented parents. The Philadelphia Flower Show is Tuesday, March 7th. The Recreation Department is having a bus go there. The Garden Electric was chosen as the theme to highlight the spark of joy and excitement that comes with giving and receiving flowers. So the bus transportation and the admission to the flower show is $80 per person. You can register online at Community Pass or at the stable at 259 North Maple Avenue. Please make your checks out to Ridgewood Parks and Recreation. A summer job fair will be held on Wednesday, March 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Annie Zuzi Youth Center and the Community Center located here in Village Hall. It will be focused on young adults 16 and older for summer employment. There will be a wide variety of employment opportunities presented, and you will be able to speak with supervisors who can answer your questions. Health programs, West Bergen Mental Health Care, Ridgewood Health Department, and Ridgewood Parks and Recreation present How to Spot School-Based Anxiety, Tools, Tips, and Techniques. This in-person workshop will include a discussion on signs, symptoms, and causes, as well as tangible coping strategies and resources for parents to help support their children. This is on March 8th, tonight, actually. March 8th, a month from today, 7 to 8 p.m., Village Hall Senior Lounge. Registration is required at ridgewoodnj.net/communitypass, And on March 30th, from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be an in-person workshop with the Alzheimer's Association. More information will be forthcoming on this program, and lunch will be provided. Our Village Health Department staff have been visiting local child care facilities to present activities to wash your hands and not spread germs. All village offices and departments will be closed on February 13th and February 20th in observance of Lincoln's birthday and President's Day. There's no garbage or recycling pickup on these days, and also the recycling center is closed. We ask that you please check your village calendar for garbage and recycling pickups these 2 weeks, as they will change due to the holidays. We also encourage you to sign up for the Recycle Coach app, which will remind you about changes to garbage or recycling pickups, as well as your weekly pickups. Village Council upcoming meetings are broadcast live from the Village Hall courtroom on the village website and Channel 34 on FiOS. They are also available on Zoom or by phone, and also on YouTube. Upcoming meetings, February 22nd, March 1st, and March 22nd are all work sessions at 7:30 p.m., and our public meeting in March is on March 8th. In addition, budget meetings will be held on February 23rd, 24th, and then also March 6th at 5 p.m. here in person in the courtroom of Village Hall. It's also on Zoom and by phone. That's all I have.
Thank you, Heather. We will move to Village Council reports. Siobhan?
So yesterday, we had the Fields Committee meeting at 7 a.m. It was a meeting that was cut short due to a technology problem, but the essence of it was discussing the Master Library, which is a software product that the Board of Ed runs and that the village is looking to implement to plan our fields more appropriately. And then we discussed on the needs of the existing fields. A little bit of Shedler, some lively discussion, and then our meeting was cut short and we got out of there kind of early due to a technology problem. And that's it. Paul was there if you have anything else you want to add.
No, you covered it completely. Thank you, Siobhan. Evan?
Nothing to report this week.
Great. Lorraine?
Thank you, Paul. So I just want to follow up on the talk with the council that we had this Saturday. It was from 9 to 11. It was very good. It was nice to be able to talk one-on-one with residents, so I highly recommend it. If you have anything to talk about with the council, make an appointment. It's better because Heather came up with the idea of when you make the appointment, you're asked what you want to talk about, and then it's researched. If the engineer needs to be asked a question or recycling or whatever, we have notes, so we can answer. We're ready to answer your questions. You can just walk in, and then we'll probably have to do a follow-up, find out the answers to whatever you wanted to talk about, but it's always good to know and be prepared in advance. Cashaw Shell met tonight at 6:30. I was not able to attend because we had a closed session meeting before the council meeting, so I will find out what happened and report back at the next council meeting. And next Thursday, February 16th, will be the Citizen Safety Advisory Committee. If anybody is interested, it's in the garden room, and it starts at 7:30. Thank you.
Thanks, Lorraine. Pam?
Yes. Last night, the planning board met, and we didn't have an application in front of us. However, we took the opportunity, the longtime members gave us newbies a tutorial, and that was very helpful. And the Chamber of Commerce met this morning. Many of you may not be familiar with the Chamber of Commerce, but some of the important things that you enjoy downtown are really thanks to the Chamber of Commerce. They're a very strong community organization. They're the ones responsible for the tree lighting ceremony downtown for the holidays, the Easter in the Park, the car show. So they're a very important group in our community, and they are putting together their strategic plan for the next 5 years. So it will be interesting to see how this wonderful organization develops. The Central Business District Advisory Committee will be meeting tomorrow morning at 8:30 via Zoom. Chief Jackie Lutke is going to be speaking to us about the police department's new parking proposal, and all are welcome. If you would like to participate, just send me an email, and I'll forward the link to you. The other half of our meeting will be devoted to the master plan and prioritizing the action items in the downtown economic element. The Open Space Committee will be meeting next week on Thursday evening at the Stable. All are welcome if you would like to join us. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Pam. And I met with the Board of Education last Friday, and they have two major initiatives going on at this time. First and foremost, they are continuing their search for a superintendent, and I believe they hope to have one put out an offer before the end of this school year. Second, and very, very present right now, is that they are considering a late start for the high school, and that late start would begin at 8:20 a.m. and end at 3:05 p.m. and would take effect in September if approved. Currently, they start at 7:45 in the morning, and the reason for this is that there are countless studies that support the idea that when high school students get a little more sleep, they learn better. A final decision will be made on this by the Board of Education this coming Monday. And I just want to reiterate on the council chat program that we just started. I was so happy to have started this with Lorraine this past Saturday. We met with 8 different people, and we had a bunch of great conversations to be able to discuss issues that are of concern with our residents. And I echo what Lorraine said. Please make an appointment. Let us know what you want to discuss, so this way we can come better prepared. We can research, we can speak to department heads. She's right on the money on this. If you don't get a chance to, or you forget to, stop in, and as long as there's time, we'll make room for you, and if we can't answer those questions at that time, we'll get back to you. But we're all very excited about it. The next one is Saturday, March 4th. Evan and I will be there from 9 to 11 a.m. So thank you very much. That's all I have. And so now we'll move on to the introduction of ordinances. There you go. I move the reading of ordinance, the first reading of ordinance 3940.
Second.
So ordered. Will the clerk,
Perrin.
excuse me?
Hold on.
Yep.
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd.
Yes.
And Vagianos.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3940 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 269 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Water, at Article 4, Irrigation Schedule and Water Emergencies.
I move that ordinance 3940 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2023 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
I second the motion.
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd.
Yes.
And Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3934 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Will the clerk please
Wait.
read?
Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd.
Yes.
And Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk now please read the title of ordinance 3934?
A bond ordinance of the Village of Ridgewood in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, providing for the construction of raw water mains by Ridgewood Water to centralize the treatment and remediation of PFOA and PFOS, appropriating $18,500,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $18,500,000 bonds or notes of the village to finance the costs thereof.
The public hearing is now open.
Mayor, just make that one announcement about the public hearing.
Yes. The public hearings this evening will not, we have not yet perfected our hybrid access for public hearings. So for tonight, we will not, you will not be able to engage in a public hearing if you're on hybrid access, only if you are in the courtroom. This is something that will be repaired as we go forward.
Correct.
So the public hearing is now open. Seeing no one, I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3934 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
I second the motion.
Whites,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Perrin.
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3935 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whites.
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3935?
A bond ordinance of the Village of Ridgewood in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, providing for the construction of new treatment plants by Ridgewood Water to centralize the treatment and remediation of PFOA and PFOs, appropriating $42 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $42 million bonds or notes of the village to finance the costs thereof.
The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3935 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
The following resolutions, numbered 23-63 through 23-73, will be adopted by a consent agenda with one vote by the village council. They will be read by title only. Title 59 approval, pipe appurtenances and service materials. Award contract, pipe appurtenances and service materials. Title 59 approval, HVAC annual maintenance. Award contract, HVAC maintenance for Ridgewood Water. Award contract under Sourcewell Cooperative Pricing System, maintenance of generators. Award contract under Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing System, material, supplies, and equipment for upkeep of Ridgewood Water facilities. Award professional services contract, hydrogeologic consulting services. Reject bids, Valley View Reservoir and site improvements. Amend resolution, annual laboratory analysis service, vendor name change. Accept Ridgewood Water annual maintenance fee and establish interest rates for delinquent payments to the water utility for 2023 and set grace period for payment of water utility bills. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3941.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3941 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 fees of the Village Code for grading pool membership fees and tenants membership fees.
I second the motion.
Whoa. I'm
No,
sorry.
Sorry, did I clock it ahead?
Right.
Yeah. I move that ordinance 3941 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2023 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3942.
Second.
I move that ordinance.
Perrin,
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3942 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 3, Administration of Government.
I move that ordinance 3942 be adopted on the first reading and that March 8th, 2023 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3943.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3943 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 156 entitled Food and Food Handling Establishments at Article 8, Chapter 156 entitled Outdoor Cafes at Section 156-85 entitled Seasonal Operation Duration of License.
I move that ordinance 3943 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2023 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3944.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3944 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 156 entitled Food and Food Handling Establishments at Article 8, Chapter 156 entitled Outdoor Cafes at Section 156-80 entitled Property Maintenance.
I move that ordinance 3944 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2023 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3936 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3936?
A bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Village of Ridgewood in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, appropriating $2,508,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,382,600 bonds or notes of the village to finance part of the cost thereof.
The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
And second,
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3936 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3937 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Perrin,
Yep.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3937?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 149 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Fire Prevention.
I move,
The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3937 be adopted on the second reading and the final publication as required by law.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3938 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3938?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood fees at Section 145-6, fees related to code chapters.
The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3938 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3939 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3939?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 249 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Streets and Sidewalks at Section 249-44, General Considerations.
The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3939 be adopted on the second reading and the final publication as required by law.
I second the motion.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes.
The following resolutions, number 23-74 through 23-89, will be adopted by a consent agenda with one vote by the village council. They will be read by title only. Title 59 approval, Graden Pool Concession Refreshment Service. Award contract, Graden Pool Concession Refreshment Service. Award contract, annual maintenance for software for Finance Department. Award contract under North Jersey Wastewater Cooperative Pricing System through Passaic Valley Sewerage Commission. Repair services for 2 sludge digester mixers. Award contract under state contract, police radios. Award contract under Bergen County contract, rock salt. Establish interest rate for delinquent taxes and non-payment of assessments and other municipal liens for 2023 and set grace period and due date. Establish interest rates for delinquent payments for significant sewer discharger bills for 2023. Authorize mailing of estimated 2023 third quarter tax bills. Authorize electronic tax sales. Authorize cancellation of tax overpayments and delinquent amounts. Authorize tax collector to charge for mailing of tax sale notice. Authorize release of escrowed funds and site improvement performance bond for Hopper Ridge condominiums retaining wall replacement. Accept monetary donation, community center. Rescind and replace resolution number 22-364, NJDOT paving grant. Appoint members to Shade Tree Commission. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Perrin,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Whites,
Yes.
Winograd,
Yes.
and Vagianos.
Yes. We will now take comments from the public.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Boyd A. Loving, 342 South Irving Street. Regarding the award of the concession business for Graden Pool, I believe I spoke about this previously. My experience last year was that the food was excellent, but the service stunk. And I believe that the mayor basically agreed with me in terms it was difficult finding help. It is always difficult finding help. And that appeared to be the situation last year, that there wasn't enough help at the concession stand on most days when I was there. I would like to encourage the Parks and Recreation Department to start conducting surveys of vendors that they use so that patrons can give feedback as to quality of the food, the service that they received that day. I don't know how they're going to do it, but SurveyMonkey seems to be one way in which it could be done easily. So any vendor that Parks and Recs uses, whether it's a vendor for programs for children, vendor at Graden Pool, I believe that there should be some survey sent out to patrons from time to time so that they can, Parks and Rec can find out how they're doing and, if necessary, take some corrective action with the vendor. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you for your suggestion, Boyd. Anyone else? I will now close public comment.
Motion to adjourn? Someone move?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.